Good morning. Myself, Professor Mrs. C.S. Niradi from Food Chemistry and Nutrition Department, Kekeva College of Food Technology, Saraswati Nagar Campus, Nashik, under course number FCN 357, course title Instrumental Techniques in Food Analysis. Today we will see experiment number 17, quality evaluation of raw materials, fruits, vegetables, cereals, dairy products, meat, poultry products. Under that, 17.2, determination of physical properties of cereal grains. Coming to objectives, to determine physical properties of cereal grains. Relevant information, data on physical properties of grain is essential for the design of equipments for handling, aeration and storage, as well as processing cereal grains. The most important of such properties are the grain dimension or size, 1000 kernel weight, percent dockage, color, hardness, kernel density, fractional porosity, angle of repose and degree of sphericity. Materials required, cereal grain, vernier caliper, weighing balance, photographic enlarger, measuring cylinder. Procedure A. Grain size. It is also a factor related to quality of product. It also gives the indication of varietals purity. Classification: rice or paddy are generally carried out based on length width ratio. Procedure: count 20 cereal grains from sample randomly. The length width is measured by vernier caliper on a photographic enlarge to of each of the 20 grains and expressed as A and B. The length ratio can be calculated by using the following formula. Length to width ratio is equal to average length of the paddy by average paddy width. Observations: name of the sample, length of paddy grain, width of paddy grain, length by width ratio. 1000 kernel weight. In handling and processing of grains, it is customary to know the weight of 1000 kernel. The 1000 kernel weight is a good indicator of the grain size, which can vary relative to growing conditions and maturity, even for the same variety of a given crop. When compared with other crops at the same moisture level, the 1000 kernel weight will also provide an idea of relative size of the kernel for handling purpose. Procedure: from the sample of paddy grain supply, count 1000 whole grain common randomly. Take accurate weight of these grains on a precise balance. Observations: name of sample, weight of 1000 kernel in grams. Percent dockage. Dockage includes chaff, stones, weed seeds, soil, rice straw, stalks, and other foreign matter. These impurities generally come from the field or from the drying floor, as in developing countries. Paddy and other cereals are harvested by traditional methods. Technically, impurities are called as dockage. Separate the chaff, stones, weeds, seed, soil, rice straws, stalks, and other foreign matter. Then weigh it and calculate their percentage, which is inversely proportional to the grain quality. Procedure: weigh the sample. A. Weigh all the foreign matter, stones, and weed seed removed. B. Calculate the percentage dockage. Percent dockage is equal to weight of dockage by total weight of the sample into 100. Observation: name of the sample, weight of dockage, 5 dockage. D. Color. Color is the most appealing factor for any customer to decide the quality of product. It may differ from variety to variety. The color of grain is measured by Munchell color chart. In colorimetry, the Munchell color system is a color space that a specific color based on the three color dimensions: hue, value, lightness, and chroma, color purity. The system consists of three independent dimensions, which can be represented cylindrically in three dimensions, as in irregular color solid, hue measured by degree around horizontal circles, chroma measured radially outward from the neutral gray vertical axis, and value measured vertically from 0 black to 10 white. While using color chart, the grain samples are compared with the colors on chart. The color of the grain is then expressed in the values of hue, value, and chroma. A color is fully specifies by listing the three numbers for hue, value, and chroma in that order. Observations: name of the sample, color of grain. E. Hardness. Hardness of grain is related to quality of product with respect to shelf life. It is factor which is related with the moisture and the protein content of grains. If the moisture content of grain is less, the grain will be harder and vice versa. If the protein content of grain is less, the grain will softer and vice versa. Traditionally, the hardness is checked by breaking the grain by teeth. In laboratory, hardness is checked by hardness tester. Grain is placed in tester and pressure is applied on the grain with the help of a screw, and pressure is noted down in kg per centimeters, which the cracking noise is heard. Observations: name of sample, hardness of the grain. Density: the kernel density of a grain is defined as the ratio of the mass of a grain sample to the solid volume occupied by the sample. For the determination of kernel density of an average grain, two methods have been suggested. One involves the displacement of a gas, whereas other uses displacement of a liquid. In both methods, Archimedes' principle of fluid displacement is used to determine the volume. Density of grain is related with its packaging and storage properties. It is the ratio of mass and volume of the product. Procedure: weigh 20 grams of sample. Take 00 capacity measuring cylinder. Add solvents like kerosene or toluene of known volume, example 50 ml. Add previously weighed grain sample to the solvent. Note down the increase in volume. Calculate density, that is weight of sample by increase in volume, grams per ml. Observation need to be written. Bulk density. The bulk density of cereal grains is determined by measuring the weight of a grain sample of known volume. The grain sample of placed in a container of regular shape, and the excess on the top of the container is removed by a sliding a string or stick along the top edge of the container. After the excess is removed completely, the weight of the grain sample is measured. The bulk density of the grain sample is obtained simply by dividing the weight of the sample by volume of the container. The bulk density gives a good idea of the storage space required for a known quantity of particular grain. Procedure: take 100 ml capacity dry measuring cylinder. Fill the measuring cylinder till 100 ml mark with the grain. Take out the grain and weigh it. Calculate the bulk density as follows. Bulk density is equal to weight of grain by 100 ml. Porosity: it is defined as the percentage of volume of intergrain space to the total volume of grain bulk. The porosity of grain is an important parameter that affects the kernel hardness, breakage, susceptibility, milling, drying rate, and resistance till fungal development. Till up to fungal porosity depends on shape, dimensions, roughness of the grain surface. First, measure density and bulk density of grain and calculate porosity by using formula. Porosity is equal to true density minus bulk density by true density into 100. Angle of repose. The flowing characteristics of different grains are different. It is characterized by the angle of natural slope. The angle of repose is the angle between the base and the slope of the cone formed on a free vertical fall of the grain mass to a horizontal plane. It gives fractional properties of a grain during storage and transportation. Angle of repose is less than angle of a hopper. Prepare a heap on a circular base of known radius so that Grain should be separated out of circular or then measure the height of a heap and determine angle of repose by using formula tan inverse minus 1 h by r, that is height by radius. Degree of sphericity, the shape of the rice was found to be cylindrical with three perpendicular dimensions: length L, width W, and thickness T. The physical dimensions were determined randomly, measuring the length, width, and thickness of the kernels using vernier caliper. The criteria used to describe the shape of a seed are the sphericity and aspect ratio. Thus, the sphericity was according to computed as SP is equal to LWT to the power of 1 by 3 by L into 100. So these are the different quality parameters need to be checked for the commodities cereals. So thank you for your patience listening. By this we can determine the quality of the taken commodity. Thank you very much. Thank you one and all.